What's up, guys? It's Zach, and it's time for another 5 questions in 5 minutes or less. This is a pre-recorded episode. I did two in a row because I don't have time because I'm actually in playoffs right now for my summer ball team. So yesterday I did like a God-centered lens, Christ-centered lens for this, and I couldn't make it in under 5 minutes. Today we're gonna try. The question in the lens today, the lens is psychology/human nature lens. Here are the 5 questions. I asked ChatGPT to do it. We're already at 30 seconds, so I gotta hurry up. Question number 1. Why do we care so much about the opinions of people we don't even respect? And that includes social approval, status, evolutionary psychology, and security, right? Those are the certain aspects that kind of go into that. I think it's an interesting concept. I think it does have to go to a lot of how we've evolved as humans, like learning back to sociology, this like idea of groupthink, this idea of finding your community. I think when we hear things that are negative against us, it scares us in a little bit of a way. We have a sense of fear that maybe that person is right or that person could keep us from being a part of the group that we want to be a part of. So I think that's probably the biggest aspect. I'd like to say there's more, but I think it's hard for anyone to not listen to those things. And I know a lot of popular, famous people, instead of listening to them, they just don't even look at those type of things. But when they do, you have to be surrounded by people that you do know and trust that can set you straight and keep you forward. Question number 2, why does losing someone usually hurt more than gaining? That's a tough question. Question number 2, why does losing something usually hurt more than gaining the same thing feels good? Wow. That's a really interesting question because think about it like this. I don't know what you guys love or enjoy, but imagine the thing that you love the most, right? How much do you think about how much you enjoy it? This should be something that you get to do every day, but it's your purpose. It's the thing that you have found the most joy in. For me, it's baseball. I'll do this example as baseball, but I want you to follow along with whatever you really enjoy. Some days in baseball, though, they're tiring, they're boring, they're long. My body's sore. I don't want to do the practice. I don't want to do the workout. I don't really enjoy it. But I can also think of a future where no baseball really scares me. There's a fear. There's a fear there. And I want to do everything I can to make it, right? So I think part of it is because when we lose something, it seems permanent. When we gain something, there's always something more to gain. There's always something more that could be done, right? But nothing's really permanent until we lose it. It's the same way death seems to oftentimes be even a bigger deal than life. And I think it's an interesting concept. I don't know the full psychology behind it, but I'd be interested to learn more about it. Question number 3, are we actually becoming less patient, or are we just living in a world that never requires patience anymore? I think it's a little bit of both, right? We have our phones, we have everything we need right at our disposal. And I think from that, we end up getting that kind of dopamine rush more consistently, which is keeping us from being used to and being, normalized with delayed gratification, which I think is something that's super important to find success. Question number 4, why can one embarrassing moment from 10 years ago still make you cringe today? Because we think about how it affected us, right? It could have affected our relationships with friends. It could have affected our future in a certain aspect of our life. Whatever it is, it did have an effect on us. And that was a version of us in our past. It still happened, and we can't ignore that it didn't happen. So I think the reality is it's a simple question right there. Whatever we did, maybe it wasn't cringe to us then, but it's not who we are now, but it also was the version of ourselves at a certain times. And that can be scary, and it can go back to that original question of maybe being taken out of the group because of something stupid that you did. Question number 5, would you still want sorry, let me read that again. Question number 5, would you still want your biggest goal if nobody could ever know that you accomplished it? I answered this in another video. I 100% would. Baseball is something that I love and I dream about and I care for. And my goal is to be one of the best baseball players of all time, right? And my other goal is to create this sort of thing where eventually I'm talking and interviewing other people and learning from. I think that's a very interesting side because it keeps me learning and I hope to share my experience with others. But with the baseball thing, baseball has taught me how there are difficulties in life. It's taught me the importance of delayed gratification. It's taught me the importance of many of the things we're talking about in this video. And most importantly, it's helped me build a relationship with God. So doing those little things, baseball has given me more than money or fame or any of that could actually give me. So that's why I love baseball. And that's why I think it would be worth it. Let me know what you guys think. This is 5 minutes 5 questions in 5 minutes or less, and we're done.